Ah, here we go. Here's the thing. This is Attack of the Mutant Camels, no matter what that title screen might say. A Jeff Minter or Llamasoft game. Chances are, if it was on the C64 and it had ungulates of some sort in it, it was a Jeff Minter game. I think he's actually a member of the forums. I vaguely remember him answering somebody's questions about the Atari Jaguar, or possibly that weird Conix multi-system thing. Anyway, the Camels fire two types of shots. The one that makes a funny noise, the one that makes a funny noise will kill you instantly. The other type you can withstand a couple of hits from. Given you can only have one shot on screen at any time, and the Camels shoot from their heads, the pro strat here appears to be ram yourself right up their arse as much as possible, and shoot them that way. This isn't my favourite Jeff Minter game. I much prefer his slightly out there stuff. It seems strange to say that a game called Attack of the Mutant Camels isn't some of the more out there stuff, but it's actually a fairly straight remake of an old Atari game, an old Atari Star Wars game, Empire Strikes Back, the Camels originally being AT-ATs. So yes, shoot camel up arse, watch, wash, rinse, repeat. Oops! Oh, the game does end if the camels make it all the way to the right of the screen. So it is something of a race against time. Come on, only a couple left. Ta-da! And we get this inter-level bonus game. Bloody hell. Yes, okay, good, fine. Now this is a slightly more out there Jeff Minter game, but still not quite peak Jeff. This is Sheep in Space, and it does have some very nice music. Ah, scrolly messages, whatever happened to them? So this is it. It's a twist on Defender. The main twist being that the world is both on the top and the bottom of the screen. You have a sort of strange gravity effect where you go faster in the middle of the screen and your shots will actually curve once you're near the edges. Oh, the top and bottom edges. And instead of making sure your men don't get captured, you have to stop the aliens charging up the Planet Buster. If the charge meter, which is the on the right hand side of the status bar there, reaches 5 on both top and bottom, the planet will of course explode. So the crucial thing is that de-jumping thing. I don't know how to deal with those hiding guys. Yes, if you press space or F1 or F7 I think it is, you can jump to a random enemy. This means that you don't get stuck on the other side of the world whilst they're busy charging up the Planet Buster on the other side and therefore blowing up the planets before you can do anything about it. And this guy simply does not want to... Hey, there we go. I must confess, very bad at this. I've not managed to get a handle on how to judge the sort of height you have to be on to be able to catch up to enemies but still have your shots actually intercept them with the curving effect if they're near the sides. In fact, I'm not entirely sure I've actually managed to successfully shoot anything rather than crash into it. Your sheep can take a number of hits, but not by the background. And he's stuck hiding again. And the teleporter isn't playing nice and teleporting me to the other one. Up in the top left it tells you how many enemy ships are remaining. This guy simply does not want to come out. Oh, he's gone. Where's he gone? Ah, there he is. You do have some sort of proximity radar up at the top there. Wait, what? Oh, he was two enemies stuck together somehow. That was weird. Man, Jeff really did love his sound effects. There's another couple of neat features which I'm not good enough to show off really. For one thing, there is actually a sheep hunger mechanic. If you survive for long enough, you actually have to stop your sheep from starving by feeding him the grass. Unfortunately, I kept dying so often it never became an issue. The other thing is it does have a really neat high score table. Now here's an oddity. This is a demo, well, more of an advert really, for Light Disc 64, a magazine on a disc. Obviously with this being on tape it can't actually load any of the utilities or articles, so it's little more than sort of what you can expect from the magazine proper. From what I've been able to make out from reading up about it, there was it didn't last very long. There was a plan to stick it in newsagents, sort of stick the disc on a bit of cardboard and flog it that way, but the newsagents didn't see the point, so they were stuck doing it to basically mail order, and it died a fairly swift death. It does, however, come with UDG System 2 on this, a character editing utility, which is basically gives you some idea of how much we take for granted sort of standardized user interfaces these days, because I was flailing around for ages and the best I could do was slightly alter the letter U and figure out how to turn on multicolor mode. And here we have Aqua Blasta, a shoot-'em-up construction kit game. Siuk, I'm never quite sure how I meant to pronounce that. It was a utility written by Sensible Software that allows you to quickly and easily knock up a vertically scrolling shooter. These things would become a plague on the final issues of Commodore format. There was nothing to put on the tapes really, so they were just pumping these things out that were sent in by the readers like there was no tomorrow. This is a fairly standard attempt. It's not too bad. It is at least not doing a standard space shooter with this underwater theme. The main problem I have is these sharp turns and not being quite sure what is background and what is not because of this sort of faded seaweed thing. The problem with the shoot-up construction kit is all the games are very samey. There's a few that were good and tried to do something different, but once you've seen one vertically scrolling shooter with these standard sound effects, you've pretty much seen them all. And here we come to the first boss. And we swiftly die to the first boss. Well, so much for that. But here's the thing. Press reset on your freezer cartridge of choice. This was mine, the KCS power cartridge. And enter the following magic words. If I can remember the number. There we are. Yes, your standard shoot-'em-up construction kit game still has the editor in memory. Pretty much all of it as far as I've been able to find out. So this gives you some idea of exactly what you've got to play with here. You edit the sprites, edit the sound effects. The entire thing is available for you to play with. See if we can make various noises with the 4 different kinds of waveform the C64 had. Attack, decay, pitch, speed, timbre? I don't know. But the most important thing we can do, of course, is cheat. So no more problems now with colliding into the background. And with one click of a button, we can play through the whole thing till the end.